Hi everyone, Nick here. Today it's round 19 of the Serious Racing League and we head across the Atlantic to Austin, Texas for the United States Grand Prix. Now we haven't actually raced on this track for a while in this racing league. We only did it, I think, season 1 in 2018. So as a result, I felt a bit rusty around this track, and it's never been one of my better tracks. I think because it's one of the newer ones on the calendar, and I've just not really played it all that much, especially with it being towards the end of the season, and I never get that far in career. So I wasn't really sure how well I was going to go here. Would I have any pace at all? Well, it turned out that I did have some pace, not really sure where that came from, and in practice, occasionally I showed it. Here you can see I got a pole position with a 1:32. That's not far off my time trial time. But the problem I was having is I was super inconsistent and just cutting corners all over the place. So the pace was there, it was just a bit raw. Oh, and there are some crashes. That was ambitious. Cool, purple first sector, then decided hill wall. Into the blinding sun of qualifying then, and my first lap was nothing special, barely a banker. It was a 1:33.564, too slow. We need to be in the 1:32s to be competitive here. My second lap was much better, as you can see from the top right hand corner, and we did a 1:32.688, which was good enough for third place at that point. But could we do any better than that? Let's go for a lap of the Circuit of the Americas to find out. So, turn 1, we're going to brake around 75 metres and we're going to drop down to third gear, turn in nice and late, get it turned, accelerate and build all the way up to 7th gear. Turn 2 is absolutely flat, turn 3 and 4 are flat but you have to thread the needle, then it's down to 6th, down to 5th, try and keep it tight, then turn in here, ideally not twice, and then go down to 4th gear for the right hand corner, keep it in 4th through there, and then accelerate down here as quickly as possible to the back hairpin. About 75-80 metres, again down to 3rd gear, snatch the brake. It's not going to cost us too much as we've managed to get the car rotated quite nicely, and then that gets us down the straight. And at the moment we're a fraction up on our previous best, but not massive. So braking here around 60-70 metres or so, again down to 3rd gear, seems to be the magic number around here. Here we're going to turn in nice and late, down to 2nd gear and sweep round. Careful on the acceleration here as you can get a bit slidey, and it's another 2nd gear corner here through to the left. Now this long right hand corner, you kind of want to just hit the 2nd apex there, and then that sets you up nicely. If you try and get the first one, it messes you up. Then sweep in here, nice and brave, and that's really helped us when you're just over 3/10 up. Brake nice and late for that corner, down to 3rd again, short run to the line, and we've done a 1:32.350 to go 2nd. Can that see that? Oh. So bumped down to 3rd at the last minute there, but I'd have taken that any day of the week, and I don't think 1:32.3 is actually far off my time trial time, so I was definitely doing something right. But could I keep doing it right in the race?
Kimmy's got one. Okay. What's a loss? Good start, actually. Yeah, well played him. You really tell he's got no TC. Just after every corner, getting better drive out of it.
So another textbook bad start from me, unfortunately there. I really need to just go and practice them for an hour or something. My pace wasn't too bad though, so it meant I was able to attack. I did get up the inside of Frankie on lap 3 once DRS had been enabled, but I wasn't able to hold on to it as I outbraked myself, ran wide, and he was able to get the switch back. Fair enough really. Lap 4 though, I tried again. Frankie went defensive on the inside, so I decided to try and go round the outside, and he gave a firm but polite refusal to that attempt at overtaking. So if I couldn't get past down the back straight, I guess I just have to do it down the pit straight instead. So job done on Frankie, and 3 laps later I'd managed to catch Jerome, who was second, and Kev, who was third. This was pretty good, and I was reasonably confident that I could make up another place or two. Once I'd got past Kev, he pitted, and that left me and Jerome as the only 2 cars that hadn't stopped. The strategy had told us to run till the end of lap 11, so even though it was saying that, I still pitted at the end of lap 10, and I knew how big the undercut can be here, so although I'd kind of actually planned to try and undercut everyone by possibly pitting on lap 10, the problem was people were pitting on lap 8 and 9, so my undercut became an overcut, and as I got slightly held by Frankie there coming into the pits, it meant that Jerome stayed ahead of me in the pits. But on the track, Kev had managed to get through again, so I was almost back to square one. Not ideal, unfortunately. By lap 13 I'd caught Hom, who was in 6th and had started on medium tyres, so was doing the alternate strategy. I managed to get past him with DRS, but then somehow got out-braked into the corner and he held the place. Not really sure how I've managed that one there, but a few corners later I got the job done. So, we were back up to 6th place, and as I'd already caught Jerome and Kev, who were ahead of me once in this race, I thought, well, I can catch them again, that's no problem. Then that means am I sniffing around a podium? Maybe. Usual though, I should have been looking behind rather than looking ahead.
The gap to the car ahead is 4.7 seconds.
So that was me back down to 7th place, but I wasn't going to just give up at that point or anything like that. I was going to get that place back from Frankie. I just knew it was going to be difficult. So this was starting to get a little bit annoying. Lap 17 I had another attempt down the back straight and another attempt was failed. So lap 18 I whacked it into overtake, rich fuel, proper slipstream, no messing, and got the job done. So again at this point I was now trying to look forward and thinking, how far can I get up the field? We had Tony who was 4.5 seconds ahead of us, but he just stopped for fresh tyres, so it wasn't much of a factor. But then there was a bit of a curveball.
Virtual safety car, reduce speed immediately, keep a positive delta.
Oh, I battled it. Especially I didn't know what to do. I thought I could have gone in.
And for some reason I decided to go in. I'm really not sure why. I think about this point here I thought, yeah, this was a bad idea, I shouldn't have done this. I think my thinking was, if I come in, get some softs, the undercut here is quite powerful, especially if you're going from mediums to softs, so it should mean I have some good pace. The problem was I was giving away track position, so even though I had the fresher tyres, I was going to be down in 8th place. Not what I was hoping for. I think the virtual safety car ending quite quickly didn't help, but yeah, not ideal. I was actually the fastest car on the track though, as you can see there from my fastest lap of 1:35.4, and I also got a place there by overtaking Blarg, who obviously saw my immense pace and just pulled over just to applaud it really, don't blame him. Sonny was next to be overtaken down the back straight, unable to put up as much as resistance as Frankie had done, so that was us into 6th place, and lo and behold we had Frankie ahead of us. So at the end of this sector we were 7.4 seconds behind with 6.5 laps to go. So if I was going to get this I needed to push. The problem was if I pushed I got time penalties. I had 3 before that, that was 6 and 9, and then I picked up my 12 seconds here. Frankie had 9 seconds worth of penalties, so even though I was able to catch him pretty much towards the end of the final lap, I had 3 seconds more penalties than him. If I'd just driven within myself slightly and not got as many penalties, I'd have jumped him. So by trying to catch a 7-second gap, I got 9 seconds worth of penalties. And then I ran out of fuel as well, just to add insult to injury. So in the end, I didn't manage to overtake Frankie for 5th. I actually got caught for 6th by Stefano, who didn't get any time penalties. So 7th it is. Slightly disappointing, but I don't know. I think I deserved that, because I think strategically I made a mess of it, particularly with that second stop and the late first stop. And the start, I mean, you can see there, the start's just, it's just not good. I need to improve them. It's not going to help by dropping 3-4 places off the start every single time and then having to battle through. It's good that at the moment I'm able to battle through some of these cars when I lose places, but I just shouldn't be doing it. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to like the video, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then, well, what are you waiting for? You know it makes sense, and I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year, so you know you want to help me get that. You know it. And let me know in the comments below how you think it went. I think strategically it needed work, but let me know your thoughts. Always keen to hear what you think. But until next time, and the next video, goodbye.